Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Seasoumi. In this season of spring, we've been exploring the challenges that come with new beginnings. Because starting something new is one thing, but starting again after you've already built something is something else. Today's discussion has taken us to the beautiful city of Antwerp, where we will be speaking with an amazing someone that I will describe as a friend. She's one of the most tireless and responsible people I know, and she carries a depth of experience that I believe will come through in this conversation. Her journey reflects what it means to rebuild, to adjust, and to begin again in different seasons of life. She also shares her thoughts through her platform, where she documents what it means to restart and rebuild after a pause. I'll link her page below so you can follow her journey. But for now, let's get into it. Hi, and welcome to Seasoumi.
Hi, Tayo. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for being here also. Please, can you kindly introduce yourself to our audience?
All right. Hi, my name is Blessing. I wear multiple hats, but I'm a wife. I'm a mother to a beautiful young girl. And I'm also a data professional, as well as a co-founder on many funds.
As we say, where we come from, Coco. It's plenty. All right. Thank you very much, Blessing. And thank you very much for joining me on this spring conversation.
It's my pleasure.
So we've been talking about different seasons on Seasoumi. For us on Seasoumi, winter represents survival, rebuilding, and quiet internal work. Spring represents new beginnings and movement. Summer represents visibility and momentum, and autumn represents reflection and transition. So the first question I always ask people who come on Seasoumi is, what season do you think you are in right now?
Interesting. See, my journey has never been a linear one. It's been non-linear, and it's not followed one path. I've had several beginnings. So right now I'm in multiple seasons at a time. It's a mix of seasons for me. I'm in summer, some part of my life is in winter, some part of my life is in autumn, but predominantly I am in spring because there's several new beginnings in my life right now.
Oh, wow, nice. Can you tell us a bit about some of those new beginnings that are in your life?
Well, some of them are still in the works, but yes, skin beauty tech, okay, as well as investment club, all of that is in the works.
Oh, wow, that's nice. That sounds very interesting and exciting.
Yes, I am.
Well, one of these days, maybe you do a day in the life of. I'd like to see how that works. Okay, thank you very much. So, were there moments in your life where you've had to begin again at a level that did not fully reflect your experience?
Absolutely. And I'll never forget. It was in 2020, I left Nigeria for Belgium, and it was during COVID. And when I got here, there was economic uncertainty. Companies were not hiring as much. And I kept applying anyways for whatever it was that I found, out of the vacancies that I found. But I was hitting a brick wall because I couldn't speak French, I couldn't speak Dutch. Still can't really speak a lot of that. But it was very challenging. But a recruiter reached out to me one time and then said, okay, we have a data analyst role in a management school. Would you be interested? Come on. I applied and I got in. It was a data analyst role. That is something that I did in the first year of my career. You must understand that back in Nigeria, I was operations delivery manager, overseeing the largest data warehouse in Africa. So it really felt like I was starting over. I was starting really from the beginning of my career all over again. That's how it felt. So yes, that's a season that I will never forget.
Oh, wow. That sounds interesting. Yeah. Can imagine how uncertain that would have been.
Yeah.
But what did that teach you about yourself personally?
So, about myself, I actually learned that I am a born leader. Anything that doesn't involve me leading, anything that doesn't involve me taking charge of a project, that doesn't involve me making decisions that impact the sources of what I'm working on, it's not really for me. It's something that I struggle to do. But what I excel at is leadership, calling the shots, making decisions, assessing the impact, and just, being the one to say, okay, this is the direction we're going. That is me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
At least it was a journey of self-discovery for you, I can imagine. Okay, so how did that shape the way you see growth right now?
So you see growth, the way I see it is like a seed. When you plant a seed, it first goes deep into the ground before it sprouts up.
Indeed.
There are times where, honestly, for us to grow, we have to go deep down, underneath, do the dirty work, so as we say sometimes, and then eventually emerge, right? And that's exactly how I see growth. It's not going to be the same for everyone as well. We could easily plant the same seed on different soils and have different results as well.
Of course.
So those are the two ways that I see growth now.
So you see growth as plants?
Yes, seeds.
Like seeds,
Yes.
indeed, growing,
Yes.
indeed.
Yes.
And of course, a plant has different stages in life, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when your environment changes, whether country, role, expectations, or responsibility, how do you keep your identity stable? Because I can imagine,
Yeah.
you were coming from a place where you were like the head of something in Africa, you know, and then you're coming to a place where you have to be a data analyst, basically starting from scratch. How
Yeah.
does that keep your identity stable?
Okay. So you must know that the hardest winter season of my life, right, which was really long, right, it taught me that no matter how long or how hard the situation is, you would get over it. It's going to end. That winter season is going to come to an end and spring would come. And knowing that has given me this sort of hope and belief that no matter what I'm going through, I would get over it. I would get over it. So for me, what anchors me is the faith and the hope and the belief that this is going to pass, no matter what situation I find myself. So I get rattled. I'm human. When something happens to me, I get rattled. But I don't stay wallowing in self-pity, shame, and all of that. I ask myself, so what's next? It's time to rise. Yeah.
That sounds, I don't know how to say it, but
yeah, actually.
But I mean, this only comes from somebody who has gone through stuff over and over and over and over
Absolutely.
again. That's the kind of assurance that comes from going through stuff like that. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So does confidence automatically transfer into a new season? Or do you find that belief has to be rebuilt each time you get into a new season or you get into a new space?
I mean, it depends on how badly battered your ego and your confidence was in the winter season, honestly. It depends on how bad that winter season was on you, the effects that it had on your confidence. I mean, you might have to rebuild your confidence time and again, but not from scratch. It wouldn't be from scratch. So every season, every time you overcome something, it adds on to your confidence, right? However, again, like I said, it depends on how badly battered your confidence has been. In the next season, you wouldn't have to, you're not going to have to start from scratch saying, I have absolutely no confidence. No. It might go a little bit low, but you're not going to have to start from scratch every single time that, you get battered or you get going through stuff. Yeah. And that comes from, continuously, how do I say, from having different experiences at different times. It gets better.
Okay. So you think that confidence doesn't necessarily automatically transfer, but you still, like when you go through stuff, you build resilience.
You build resilience.
And also a bit of confidence
on top of that.
And then when you come
out of that, you're not starting from scratch. At least you've gotten something. Then if you go into another, because come on, you're not going to have one winter season per lifetime.
No. So I wish that was how it worked.
So
I wish that was
honestly,
how it worked.
I don't think God promised us that either. So when you go into your next winter season, you are not going to you're not going deep down anymore. You now have something to hold on to. So by the time you need to rebuild again, you're not rebuilding from scratch, right? You have something to climb on and it gets better. That's all.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Starting again after already achieving something can challenge the ego. How do you manage that internally?
Honestly, oh man, I've been here since 2020. Like I said, I only got a job in December of 2021. That first affected me a lot. And then when I started, I had to steadily climb. But I will tell you for a fact, honestly, it affected my ego, it affected my confidence. But there are two things that helped me. The first would be that I kept telling myself, Blessing, this is who you are. This is who you are. You were a force and you are still a force. So positive affirmations, because you see, our spirit, body, soul, and mind listens to what we tell ourselves. It is the most powerful thing you can do to yourself. It's either you're telling yourself damaging words or affirmative words, positive words. your body, spirit, and soul actually responds to that. Your life, actually, in general, responds to what you say to yourself. It's the most powerful thing. And so I was doing affirmations, positive, but also I'm surrounded by people who knew me when I was in my A game. See, these people, I constantly go back to them to say, okay, this is what is going on with me. My confidence is battered. I can't even recognize myself anymore. And they remind me of who I used to be. So for me, it's very essential that you are surrounded by people who truly know you. You have a community. So when you go back to them and say, oh, I'm actually going through it, they are able to remind you
of who you are. Yeah. Okay, that sounds really encouraging indeed. Having people around you that water you, basically.
Yes, exactly.
When you actually need it, because I think one of the things that spring really does need is watering. Is nourishment. Absolutely. Exactly. Yeah. And you can't water yourself sometimes. At least most of the time you can't water yourself.
The plant doesn't water itself.
Exactly. You do need people to water you, and that is very important indeed. Yeah. Thank you very much for that insight. So do you, has relocation or transition changed how you see ambition or success? Because I know you're a very ambitious person, so yeah.
Oh, but yes, completely. Transitioning, relocation, aging, it has actually changed how I see success, how I measure success. I'm sure you know, I've told you a million times now, I'm on a 5-year plan to leave corporate Europe. Again, I have to say corporate Europe, guys. I have to say corporate Europe and leave the rest of the world out of it. Because you never say never. But never yes, never. 5-year plan to leave corporate Europe. And it's not because, I'm exhausted or something. No. I have realized that a lot of millennials, we were actually sold the dream of go to school, get a job, climb the ladder. I'm no longer interested in climbing the ladder.
You want to make your own ladder?
I want to create my own ladder.
Actually, an elevator.
Exactly. Exactly.
My girl don't want to struggle no more.
So, I want to make impact on my own terms. I want to live life on my own terms. I want to choose what I actually focus my energy on. I want to see the impact of what is taking my energy, what is taking my time. I want to see that. I want to be able to measure it. I want to be able to say, this is what I have spent my time on in the past 5 years, and this is the impact that it has had on the people around me, on the world, on girls, on basically living a life of impact, but on my terms. That's what success looks like to me now.
So what triggered this realization of success for you?
To be honest, the very first thing, age. I think that this came immediately. I clocked 40. See, there's something with turning 40. It makes you feel like, oh my God, I'm now very wise. I'm now very.
I know. They say life begins
at 40. It just comes. So the rest of us are still embryos. It just comes. And honestly, it's going to take me making a whole U-turn from what I've always wanted, right? But what triggered it as well is also I now have a daughter. I had a daughter a little bit late, but honestly, I want her to say this was the impact that my mother made in this life before she left. I also want her to be able to see that as women, we could be anything at any time, right? You can become an entrepreneur at 45, at 50, all of those things. And also the fact that, yes, I'm helping other people to build their own dreams. I could as well spend time
building yours.
And lastly, a friend of mine reached out to me last year and he told me, do you know that you could be much more? Randomly, do you know that you could be much more? Do you that I know could be much more? And it made me seek for my ikigai. You gave me that book, you, your husband. And honestly, I had to read the book again and sit with myself and tell myself, what gives me joy? What makes me happy? And it's impact, honestly. It's impact.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. Don't worry, we're going to be here for everything.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right.
Front row seats.
Well. Front row seats, girl. Front row seat tickets. All right. Thank you very much, Blessing. Was there a moment in one of your transitions where you internally decided, I would rise here too, especially when you were going through it? We really want to go into how dark it was and how you were able to speak to yourself, I would rise here too.
Maybe not as dark. Maybe I'm not going to go as far back as the darkest of the darkest. Okay. I will try not to do
Let's
that.
Keep it PG.
Yeah. It's spring after all, colorful, bright, peachy. But I have always been a data professional. I've worn several hats: business analyst, business intelligence, data engineer, all of that, data analyst. I've done all sorts, right? But when I got here, I pivoted at some point into data governance. Now, see, managing a data warehouse means that you've done a bit of data governance here and there. All through my entire career, I have. However, purely saying data governance is all I want to do. When I got into it, it was a bit rough. I had people that had always told, I don't think this is for me. It was a bit rough at first. But later on, I spoke to myself and I told myself, you see, you've pivoted. This is something new for you. The same way that 7 years ago, you started your career and you rose rather quickly. It can happen for you again. You can do it again. You will thrive yet again. You just have to put in the work, have the right mindset, put in the work. And I did. And I did between 2023, which was when I pivoted into pure data governance. And right now, I am a manager of strategy and data governance in a very big consulting firm in Europe. And honestly, I can tell you, yes, I have had to put in the work, but I've had to also believe in myself yet again to say, I will thrive here. I will thrive in Europe. I will thrive as a data governance specialist this time. And I am thriving.
You seem to have a very healthy inner voice.
Oh, I mean, see, let's be honest. There are times that it goes the other way, but I drag it back and be like, no. We have to tell ourselves. I mean, and sometimes when I need it to tell me the actual truth, I do that too.
Your inner voice to tell you the actual truth.
Yes. And honestly, all of that comes from you going through all sorts of things. You are the first person who can really talk to yourself through situations. So I speak to myself in different ways, but affirmative mostly.
I can imagine. All right. Of course, this is sort of off script, but how do you make your inner voice healthier? Because I can imagine a lot of people don't necessarily have the kind of inner voice you do that talks to them and tells them, hypes them up and everything. But how do you make your inner voice healthier?
To be honest, I don't think that I will take the credit alone. Because again, for example, I sit with you and I tell you, oh, Tayo, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. And you encourage me. Let me tell you what it does to me. I go back and I tell myself, did you hear what Tayo said to you? Then I start to speak to myself again. Yes, that's who you are. That's what you are. That's, for example, when you said, when my ego was battered, what did I do? One of the things I did was I went back to a place as well where I knew that was where I've been the most powerful. And I listened to people talk about me without even, I didn't ask them to talk about me that way. Maybe we were on random calls and they're like, oh, do you know this person? This is who she is. This is who she was. This is all of that. You see, when you listen to also the positive words that people have to say about you, that's why you must surround yourself with the right people. The ones who can speak life into you. Because you are also listening. Your inner voice is also listening and it's getting strengthened by that. Honestly. Also, you're a Christian. We are told to have faith, believe. All of those things also help. When you pray, you don't pray and then begin to tell yourself the wrong things. It doesn't really work that way.
Indeed.
So I would say first, my community, the people around me, they encourage me a lot. They lift me up when I'm down. And that also helps my inner self or my inner voice to also grow and get encouraged. They got empowered, right? And I listen to it a lot. Because when I didn't listen to it, okay.
Where did it land you?
We are actually really powerful, honestly.
I know.
Yeah, we are very powerful. Experience would also teach you how to listen to yourself more.
So tell me, when you didn't listen, it took you where you did not know.
I'm telling you, a journey of, thankfully we returned.
All right, thank you very much. So for someone who has to begin again, whether through relocation, marriage, career shift, or personal transition, what would you think that they should focus on first?
Two things. Stop comparing your chapter 1 with someone else's chapter 10. Honestly, I feel like comparison, that pressure is the biggest challenge. You have relocated. You've moved to a new country. See, that's your chapter 1 in that country. You can't compare it to, I have been here for almost 6 years. You can't arrive in Europe today and be comparing yourself to me. You're doing yourself a great disservice. That's something that I didn't do. This is my chapter 1. All you can do is say, I aspire to become greater than this, or this is the level, and I want to get to, and that's perfectly fine. So that's the first thing. Do not compare your chapter 1 to other people's chapter 10, because they've gone through it as well, right? And the second for me is define season in the new season define success, in the new season that you found yourself. So if I'm in a season, if I'm in an environment, you need to be able to redefine season as you go. Success
as you go.
You go. That's very important. Redefine success as you go. You found yourself in Europe or anywhere you've relocated to. Redefine success. Don't define success by what it used to be, what other people said it should be, what you've heard online, or what success looks like to someone else. But constantly redefine, and that's what I do right now. Success really doesn't look like climbing ladder. It doesn't. No, honestly, someone else's ladder. No, it now looks like getting on my own ladder. Right? Yeah, I'm making my own name and all of that. So yes, please redefine success as you go. Yeah.
This is really nice, and this is also very important for me. I think I need to also redefine success in my new goals that I'm sort of setting for myself right now.
Yes,
especially
a mother.
I am.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
But not even just being a mother. There are some other goals I do have.
True.
Don't worry.
True. I also think that it helps you to give yourself grace too, right? Like, I'm just starting this. I'm new here. What does success look like? Then you can continue to adjust it.
And I think also what success looks like on day 1 is different from what
that's
success
what I'm
looks
saying.
like
Yes,
on day 50.
Absolutely adjust it as you go. Yes.
Indeed. I agree with you very much to that. That was also for me, I think. I take that. So how do you begin again without feeling like you are going backwards?
I always say this. You're not starting over. You're starting over equipped. The experiences that you've had in the past, you are not abandoning them. You are also taking them with you into this new phase, into this new season, into this new beginning. So, for example, you just have to see it that way. You just have to know that is what it is. Sometimes we tell ourselves, oh, I'm starting over. No. As though all the experiences that you've had, all the seasons, or all the whatever it is that you've gone through, it's not important. Absolutely not. Everything, every season, every experience is absolutely important for your new beginning, for your new start, right? So you must know that your wisdom does not end. Your experience does not end. And again, measure your progress by who you are becoming. So for example, I've become a data governance specialist. And I now begin to measure my progress by, I used to be a delivery operational. Absolutely not. I will not be doing myself I'll be doing myself a disservice.
Indeed.
What I need to do is to measure my progress by who I am aiming to become in this new chapter, in this new beginning. I'm aiming to become a founder, right? What does success look like to me? What does progress look like to me? This is a new start. This is a new chapter. Those are the things that you actually need to do. Honestly, there's really nothing like you going backwards. I do not believe that, except you've never gathered any experience, or which is almost impossible, except you're like a baby.
And even babies don't age backwards. Nobody ages backwards, right? Exactly.
You keep growing. Exactly. It's just that it's a new start. It's a new beginning. But it's very helpful that you've had all those experiences that would help you in that new beginning.
Thank you very much. So, if spring represents new beginnings, what have your repeated springs taught you? Because I know you started again and again and again and again.
And again and again. Gosh. See, one thing. Remember when I said, you asked me what anchors me? Spring always arrives. There's nothing you can do about that. Winter is going to end.
Yes.
Every spring arrives, right? No winter is permanent. It may look like that. Actually, when you're in the thick of it, you'll feel like it's never gonna end. But absolutely not. It's gonna end. And your spring would arrive. I've lived that truth time and again, like you said, right? And I know for sure that your spring is gonna arrive. Your story is not over. This is not the end. It's not like it's just a new chapter in your life. It's just a new season. And do not let the unfamiliarity fool you, because that happened to me. I'm in a new space. I'm in a new country. It was so unfamiliar to me, and I allowed that to actually overwhelm me. No, do not let the unfamiliarity fool you. You're not new, right? What is happening is that you are new in this country, you are new in this environment, but you are not new to the game. So like I said, your experience is very relevant. Everywhere you go, carry it with you. Your scars, your lessons, carry it with you. Carry it with you. Go on the ground if you have to, like I did. Start from wherever it is that you have to start from, right? But know that the seed always know what it is doing, and it knows when to spring forth.
That's deep, man. Deep. All right. Any final words? I mean, any final words? Because we've come to the end of it.
Yes.
all. I think there are a lot of truths that have been spoken here. There's a lot of truth bombs that have been dropped here.
Yeah.
Which are really interesting, and which are things that we can actually sit down and think about, ruminate on.
Yeah.
And actually, use to actually create a new path for ourselves, or at least a new encouragement for ourselves during this spring period. So do you have anything extra that you want to add to everything you said for somebody who wants to start again, or is in the process of starting again, or has even started again and needs that affirmation that, okay, I'm on the right path, I'm doing something,
Absolutely. Find your people fast. Not just a network. You know how they say, oh, let's network. No, not that. Your people. Those ones that would remind you of who you are while you are rebuilding, while you are in the ghetto. Because rebuilding is not exactly that glamorous. It's not all rainbow and sunshine. You're going to need your people. Find your people fast. And the second one for me is do the unglamorous work without shame. Do it without shame. Don't allow anybody to put you down just because you're having to start over in a new country. Even you can even still be in your home country and actually just be changing your life around, turning your life around, having a new beginning, starting a new career. Do the unglamorous work without shame. And sometimes the entry point, right, is where you need to start from, which is not bad. Don't be ashamed of that. Take it anyway. Go underground and then resurface stronger.
Thank you very much, Blessing. And I think there's a lot of nuggets that have been dropped here today that someone who is going through their spring period will find very valuable to carry through. I really appreciate this conversation, and I hope you come back again on one of our
definitely. This was really nice.
Yes. I'm really glad that she enjoyed it. So you see, this is another third person who is saying that they are going to come again. I'm doing good, right? Of course.
Absolutely.
I'm also in my spring
Keep up
period.
the good work.
Yeah, thank you very much, Blessing. I'm also in my spring period because I'm also building this channel from the beginning. So I can also imagine that a lot of what Blessing is saying is really, it really applies to me and Seasoumi as a channel for now. I mean, recently I checked my views on YouTube and they were very low. But then again, this is part of the process. Absolutely. This is part of the building process. It's part of growth. And I know that I'm still making some mistakes, but that's what spring is for, right? Spring is for that period where people also, people carry you through it. You can make mistakes, but you have people around you to carry you through it. And that's why these conversations are very, very important. Thank you once again, Blessing.
You're welcome. You're doing an amazing job. I do my best to watch all of your videos, and I think that you're doing a great work here.
Thank you very much. Blessing also has our own page, like I mentioned, where she talks about rebuilding after a pause, and basically she talks about everything because she's 40.
I am 40.
She has a lot to say. She has a lot to say. She has a lot of experience, under her belt. So she has a page. I'm going to link the page down below so that you're going to be able to follow her journey. She has a lot of things to talk about. And of course, we're going to have this conversations, a bit of these conversations more. So thank you very much for joining, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye. Thank you very much for that beautiful conversation, Blessing. These are the kind of people I try to intentionally surround myself with. But there are a few things that stayed with me from this conversation. The first is this: define success by the season you are in, not by what you see around you and not by what other people's timelines, but by where you are and what is required of you in that moment. The second is this: find a community that waters you. Spring needs watering. You can't do it alone. You need your own inner voice, yes, but you also need people around you who would strengthen that inner voice when uncertainty shows up. And the third, do the unglamorous work without shame. Not everything in your growth will be visible, and not everything will feel impressive, but it definitely matters. There is still more to explore in this season of spring, so stay with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.